Good morning. My name is Deacon Tim. I'm coming to you on Wednesday, the 15th week of Ordinary Time. It's another heavy, overcast day. I hope the sun comes out soon. I'm either hoping for rain or hoping for sun. I'm never satisfied here, but with the plants, the crops have got enough water. The bees would like to go out and harvest some nectar, so they need some sunshine now. So hopefully we'll see some sun in the next week or so. Today we have a remarkable story. Today is the memorial of Saint Kateri de Goguita. She was a Native American woman born in the mid 1600s. She had a remarkably tough life, and she died at an early age. But her story, I think, is inspiring, and I'll share a little bit of it with you today after I read the gospel. And today's gospel is from St. Matthew, a reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. At that time, Jesus explained, "I give praise to you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, for although you have hidden these things from the wise and the learned, you have revealed them to the childlike. Yes, Father, such has been your gracious will. All things have been handed over to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and anyone to whom the Son wishes to reveal him." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. So today the gospel perhaps is telling us if we are humble and trusting, to the childlike, God will reveal his Father to us if we ask, if we're interested, if we spend time praying for Jesus to reveal the Father to us, if we're childlike, if we're humble, if we're trusting. The story today is a young Native American saint. It's an extraordinary story, and I think that in her childhood, Jesus revealed the Father to her, and that gave her a short but lifelong faith. It was very, very deep. So deep, in fact, that when she died, the smallpox scars on her face disappeared. She was born in the upper New York State during the French and Indian War. Her father was the chief of the village, and her mother had been captured during a raid on another village. So her mother was a slave that was brought to the village, and she married the chief, and the chief had a daughter, Kateri, and a son. Kateri suffered, but she survived a smallpox epidemic when she was about 4. Her mother died, her brother died, and perhaps her father. She was adopted by an aunt and moved to another village. Her new family fled that village when she was 10, as it was burned down by the French. In another attack by the French, in a war between the traders and the French and the Indians, she treated the wounded and buried the dead at age 13. Somewhere during her short life, she found Jesus. Maybe it was the French Jesuits who were often in the village and were in the area, certainly, of upper New York State. Kateri would have met them many times and probably knew some of them well. Or maybe her birth mother, who had been baptized before she was captured, might have spoken to her about Jesus and about his gospel stories. Somewhere, someone introduced Kateri to Jesus, and he revealed his Father to her. And when Jesus did that, she found the strength to follow Jesus, sustaining her. He sustained her through incredible struggles to survive battles and disease that disrupted the way of life for the Native Americans. Imagine hundreds and hundreds of years of tribal traditions and rituals, and all of a sudden the French are there, the Americans, the new colonists are there, and putting pressure on their way of life and really forcing them out of these habits and out of the culture that they had developed over, again, hundreds and hundreds of years. So Kateri lost both her parents. She was orphaned at 4. She survived smallpox but was completely disfigured. She wore a scarf over her head most of the time to hide the scars. And she fought the tribal pressures to get married at a young age. She again found this faith in Jesus, and she was determined to fulfill it and to commit herself to Jesus and not get married and get wrapped up in the tribal ways of life. How do you find this will and strength to persevere through this at a very young age? How do you find the will to go on? In these challenging times, we can take time to ask Jesus to reveal more of himself to us, to help us persevere, and to put even more trust in his love and mercy. Kateri found that it helped her to persevere and survive, and now we recognize her as a saint. Her example might help us to ask for Jesus to give us help and to reveal more of the Father to us. Thank you very much for joining me today. God bless and have a good week. Bye-bye.